This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Well, I am doing a multi-stream on Bumble today, so I want to see how good it's coming across. And while we have people coming in the chats, I'm going to play a little video, and I'm going to see how this video goes along for you all. And let me know if it's playing smooth or not, because I don't know if we got enough oomph to do both streams at the same time. We'll see. So let me go ahead and cut my mic off and play this little video.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with it.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
But he is, again, knowledgeable, wise.
Incredibly sharp, incredibly probing, incredible command of the details.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp and he's not capable.
We see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issue.
And you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has.
I say his age is an asset.
He's wise.
Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He has experience.
And his experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people who've been in office a longer period of time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot of 72-year-olds not as capable as this 80-year-old.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
That was something Mr. T put up on his Truth Social this evening. So, hi, everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Everybody who joins after the live stream. And let's see. Hi, Todd. How you doing? And thank you for going to buy me a coffee. I had some more people go to buy me a coffee, and my tab dropped off. I can't go out and get it, or I'll lose my live stream. But I want to thank everybody who went to buy me a coffee. I know it was Todd did, and Ann did. I appreciate it. Let's see, Mike and Bev did. Let's see. Hi, Melinda. How you doing? Colette's here. Let's see. Angela's here. Hilarious, too. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh, my chats are jumping around. If I say your name twice, KNS Cleanup. Yeah, okay. Went to buy me a coffee, too. All right. And I appreciate everybody that's helping me out. Gloria's here. Darla's here. Let's see. Nice to see you. Okay, how it played smooth, I guess. I don't see any See, I am multi-streaming. Hi, Flannel Cheese. Nice to see you. And I will give everybody a shout out and put a list on the screen on my next live stream. Anybody who's went to buy me a coffee, this closing out week of December, and we got New Year's coming up. And so I hope you all have a safe and happy New Year's. So let's see. How do you like my, this is Dan Scavino put this picture up. And of course I put myself in the vehicle. I'm riding shotgun. Ha ha. With Mr. T. Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? Yeah. Nice to see you. Pappy went to buy me a coffee also. All right. So there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. And things are coming down. I'm looking for Roland. He was talking about the situation with Mike Johnson. And Trump came out with a very strong endorsement of Mike Johnson. And I want to remind you all that when they put that first really gross and extensive plan out there, giving themselves pay raises, 1,500 pages, it was immediately before the close of business day, Johnson came up with a much trimmed down version that extended that debt ceiling for 2 years. And the real hard noses got in the way, and that's when Trump got mad at Chip Roy and a bunch of other hard heads. Now we ended up with something where Trump is under pressure because of the Biden administration debt. I won't say Biden debt because he does not know what's going on. He has not known for a while. Let's see. Here we go. Great Hall of China. New York Post put this out. As a matter of fact, I didn't even have to go in the studio to get that because, let's see, I want to put this one up and I want to put what you all might want to put up on your Meta or Facebook or whatever. Here we go. Sometimes I wonder if the people who unfriended me in 2019 are starting to realize I was right. And you know what? It was late 2018, late 2019, when I did lose contact with very long-term friends. And it's sad. It's really sad. And hopefully we can get some truth and reconciliation, not just for the nation, but for our own personal relationships. Hi, Benjamin. How you doing? Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. So, anyway, so now the ball is in our court. And somebody put a comment in, I think it was Cliff, said, I'm going to go with Trump. He's got the ball. And I was just thinking about putting in my thumbnail, the ball's in our court. But I settled for something I could remember to enter it into my Rumble stream without trying to go back and forth and get dropped out of the Rumble studio and try to stay in the other studio. So I put a rather simple, easy to remember title in. We got to keep our heads on a swivel, okay? We got to be smart, like Trump says. And there you have it. This is a moment in time that we'll never have. We'll never have again for hundreds of years. And we got to take advantage of it. So or use it in the best way that we can for future generations. There's going to be tremendous change coming. And I'll get to Mr. T's truths that he put out to that effect. But as I started off with this cognitive issue with Biden, That's going to play a big role, especially if we get down to prosecutions of people. And there will be prosecutions. We can't avoid prosecutions. It's necessary, okay? Here we have New York Post again. You know, they're coming around. Trump kind of smacked them in the chops a little bit, and they need that every now and again. So they put out CBS News journalist slams media, says most underreported 2024 story was Biden's obvious cognitive decline. Now, I got a clip of that I'm going to play. And there are people that knew about it and took advantage of it, kept their mouths shut, right? Let's see if this is the right one. And those are the ones that are going to be in trouble. I'm not sure if that's the one, or let's see. Let's try this one. Who's this? Garrett? Is that his name? What is this dope's name? On Deface the Nation. Deface the Nation. And if this is her, let me see if it's her or not.
Undercover and underreported.
Yeah, it's her. And she squeezes in there that was for 4 years, not just since the debate where Biden screwed up. It was the entire 4 years. She gets in there real quick if you listen to her. I hope this is the right clip. Let me cut my mic off and play it.
That would be, to me, Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline that became undeniable in the televised debate.
At the presidential debate with Donald Trump.
Unquestioned. And, you know, it's starting to emerge now that his advisors kind of managed his limitations. It's been reported in the Wall Street Journal for 4 years. And yet he insisted that he could still run for president. We should have much more forcefully questioned whether he was fit for office for another 4 years, which could have led to a primary for the Democrats. It could have changed the scope of the entire election. Yet still, incredibly, we read in the Washington Post that his advisors are saying that he regrets that he dropped out of the race. You know, that he thinks he could have beaten Trump. And I think that is either delusional or they're gaslighting.
See how those talking heads are sitting there and nodding their heads and letting her speak? I think they're being made to do that. Okay? You can tell they want to say something, but they can't because it's going to be a damn lie. And the bottom line is, if people knew that Biden was non-compos mentis and took advantage of it, that's defrauding the American people. That's defrauding the American people. We won't even get into any kind of election business, okay? Just the fact that he was at the point mentally that he was is bad enough for some people to get in some serious trouble. So anyway, we don't need distractions. I think Trump has gotten a handle on this Elon Musk business and got him settled down. Laura Loomer, I think all that stuff's going to pretty much calm down. You know, it's going to have some aftershocks and stuff like that. But it's expanded the conversation, expanded the lines of communications. It's opened the door of our tent. Like Reagan used to say, we want to be a big tent party. We want more people peeing out of the tent than peeing in the tent, was the way they used to put it. So, you know, we'll see who is worth bringing along. And I want to say I'm doing a multi-stream on Rumble. And anybody that's watching on Rumble, I appreciate you tuning in to me. I got some new subscribers over there. I did send an email. I was upset last night. A lot of you were with me. I see HoloFix is in here. A lot of people that are on, sometimes I see Finding Dory and other people on Frank's show, NPC. He this morning said he was leaving Rumble. okay, and telling people to sign up on UTISL. And I kind of felt bad because the tech team with Rumble got back with me. And my upload was so fast today. I know there are people working hard. And, you know, the employees, you know, they're doing the best they can. Hopefully they'll work things out. And so I'm trying a multi-stream. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully Frank will work out his situation with Rumble and mend fences. We shall see. So hopefully if anybody's paying attention to Rumble, they stuck with us through the censorship. So even though it's frustrating, I'm going to stick with them. They're out of Canada. Okay, they're out of Canada. And we're going to be closer. To what degree, I don't know. But the general consensus is that we're going to be working more hand in hand in the future than we have been in the past. Let's see. Here we go. I think Mr. T put this up here. Donald J. Trump from Leading Report. Breaking, Kevin O'Leary says he will go to Mar-a-Lago to, quote, start the narrative, unquote, about merging Canada with the United States because, quote, we don't want Trudeau negotiating this deal. Think about the power of combining the two economies, O'Leary said. Common currency, open trade, EU-type passport. So, and then on top of that, you have Citizen Free Press, said this, Justin will be gone soon. Eric Doherty put up, new, Justice Trudeau's party would lose 154 seats in Canadian Parliament. Pierre Poilievre's, or I don't know how you say his name, Conservative Party would gain 122, latest poll suggests. So, it looks like the times they are a-changing. And so here is O'Leary. I got a clip of him, so we might as well play it. Let me get that centered up. Cut my mic off. And he's not talking about 51st state so much. But, I'll let him tell you. Let me cut my mic off and play this for you.
Kevin, we understand you're headed to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President-elect Trump. You have said you want to broker a deal that will create an economic union between the U.S. and Canada. Is that right?
Yes, there's no reason to be fighting. We've been talking about this for decades, and I think the time is right. What I did, and I've been doing this now for about 48 hours, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from the Canadian public. I enjoy a very large social media following there. So I said to them, look, what deal do you want? And they definitely don't want to give up their sovereignty, but they really want to explore this idea of an economic union because Canada, but you think about the 40 million people size of California, unlimited resources, unlimited power, unlimited gas, unlimited water, unlimited lumber, unlimited everything. And they're not stupid. They're thinking, wait a second, what if we had free trade east, west, north, south? And we put all our resources in instead of squabbling on our own border between Canada and the United States and put all that money up into protecting ourselves against the Chinese and the Russians up north. That all makes sense to Canadians. They just don't want to give up their sovereignty, just like somebody born in Louisiana doesn't want to be born somewhere else. They want to say, look, I was born in Calgary, whatever. But the way to solve for that is a passport, no different than the EU. Any American get it, any Canadian can get it, get the background check. They're starting to like that idea a lot more than the idea of selling out the whole country.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what kind of headway you can make with the president-elect. I feel like he would be open to something like that.
I think he's a great negotiator, and he throws out these outlandish ideas, and then what falls through the cracks is the winning stuff. I really think the two countries should get together, and I'm licking my chops at the opportunity of being involved, because right now we've got a leadership that's collapsing. Justin Trudeau is on his way out, so for the next 5 months, there's a void in Ottawa. As I like to say, thank goodness I'm here.
So we've got some very bright minds looking at the situation, and something's going to come of it. There's no doubt. Something's going to come of it. It's like with the Panama Canal. The left media, like the dopey David Pacmans, the Stink Uyghurs, and the Marxist Trash Network, MTN, they put out there Trump is going to take over Panama, invade Panama, and take the canal. No, he's setting up negotiation parameters. You start big, right? What he wants is Panama to comply with their treaty to give us the favored position we deserve with that canal and protect our sovereignty and our national security, period. And don't sit there and fleece us, okay, while you give China favorable treatment. They got no business being in our hemisphere, militarily or economically, unless they play ball with us in accordance to treaties. How you doing, Mike? Nice to see you. Mac, nice to see you. So Lori's here. All right. Hilarious. Yeah. Anybody knew that Biden was finished. Anybody with a brain in their head, they knew it, and they fraudulently took control of our government from the American people, just like Herman Goring was convicted of doing he was convicted in 1946 of doing the same damn thing. Maybe late 45, I don't know. But fraud on the people. Speaking of fraud on the people, another thing that Mr. T posted. No evidence whatsoever. All kinds of evidence. Investigation after investigation. No investigation whatsoever. The media, the left-wing media, has a way of saying that conservatives live in a bubble. They live in an echo chamber. Let me make that small enough so you can get a copy and put it on your Meta. There you go. Well, they're the ones. Either they're in on it, complicit, or they're the ones in the damn bubble. Okay? Everybody knew about the Ukraine corruption. Everybody knew about the bribes. Everybody knew about the 10% of the big guy. Everybody knew about the money from China. Everybody knew about the money from the Moscow mayor's wife, $3 million. All these things were brought up. All these things were ignored by the media. All these investigations were made up out of whole cloth. All these accusations were exaggerations and finger pointing to a criminal degree. All right? And we're going to keep up the drumbeat as long as it takes to get a comeuppance. Okay? A comeuppance. They don't want to use the term retribution, even though that is how it is explained biblically. That's how it's explained in the law. That's how it's explained when you go before a parole board. Did society get the necessary retribution from this person for what they've done wrong? They don't want to use that term. Fine. Let's just call it a comeuppance, okay? That's the way I'm going to call it. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Jess and Bean, how you doing? And if you're on Rumble, do me a favor and hit the follow button along with a thumbs up. And I do read your comments. It's interesting and gets a lot of conversation going. And remember, these things, we're doing this for history, okay? We want people to know what's going on, what happened during the times of our lives. Okay, speaking of criminality, let's see. I think I have the thumbnail for this video. It's talking about how much money these people, and by these people I mean whoever's in Congress, what percentage really deserve to be there? You know, that were honestly put in their office. I don't think anybody can give us an answer. I really don't. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and play this video. It gives kind of what I wanted to put on the screen. I'll put it up later. Is a breakdown of a lot of the people in Congress that have made millions. Okay, let me go ahead and play this video for you all. Be a good one to clip out and share with your friends.
Nancy wins most profitable trader of 2024, followed by Mitt Romney and Mark Warner. Politicians traded a lot in 2024. Here's your end-of-year recap. In total, they traded $105 million, with the top traders by volume being Gottenheimer, Pelosi, and Tuberville. The craziest trade of the year goes to Mark Wayne Mullen, buying into this random water meter company that's now up 50%.
I heard the name Tuberville. But anyway, Nancy wins the most profitable trader of the 2024 stock sessions, or whatever you want to call it. So, she made a suspicious $30,000 buy of badge meters that nobody ever heard of and had a great big return. How come other people don't have that kind of luck? Ha ha ha. Gary, how you doing? Nice to see you. Ha ha ha. And I'm glad you're all right, Gary. I worry when our friends don't come by. My goodness. You know, when I first started the channel, I had people that I call affectionately called founders, founders of the channel. I had the Godfather, and I called Gary chairman of the board. And, you know, some people that aren't in the stream, I don't particularly talk about. But if you're out there, I'm thinking about you, and I hope you all are all right. That's the main thing. So anyway, good to see you. And Sissy's here too. All right. Nice to see you. Mike says 0%. Zero said, Sissy said 5%. Which is it? Hilarious Sue said 0 plus maybe a few. Diane said 20%. Well, you know, Victoria Sparks, I brought her up before. She's going on Fox News talking about ditching. Let's see, where is it? You all know what she looks like and sounds like. She got a heavy accent. No, so did my mother. But then again, she didn't run for Congress when she came to this country. She got to work and she raised a family and worried about being a good citizen. So Victoria Sparks is a good example of, you know, people potentially putting their country of origin above the country they have supposedly adopted. So I don't have a screenshot of her, but you all know what she looks like. But I think this message from Trump is a message to the hardheads that in Congress that want to get rid of Mike Johnson. Here we go. Here is where Trump put up this truth. We are the party of common sense. A primary reason that we won in a landslide. the magnificent and historic presidential election of 2024. All 7 swing states, 312 electoral college votes, and the popular vote by millions of voters, despite large-scale voter fraud. You know, I'm saying it's a presidential statement, okay? Anybody in UTISL or the blue hair inspectors of my videos, okay? I'm repeating what the president-elect is saying. Taking place in numerous states, including California, where votes are ridiculously still being counted or under review. All won with ease, calm professionalism. Remember when I said the 3 C's? Calm, cool, and collected? Remember that, folks? Republicans are being praised for having run a, quote, legendary campaign. Democrats are being excoriated for their effort, having wasted, what? $2.5 billion. Oh, Kamala, yeah, that's right. Kamala blew 1.5. Joe blew $1 billion before she came in. That shattered the records, okay? Much of which is unaccounted for, with some being used to illegally. Wake up, Al Sharpton, Mr. Taxman, Mr. Confidential Informant, Mr. Snitch, Mr. Con Man. But anyway, illegally buy endorsements, $11 million to Beyonce, who never even sang a song, $2 million to Oprah for doing next to nothing, and even $500,000 to Reverend Now, a professional con man and instigator, which he's repeating a prior truth. That's okay. Redundancy, repetition gets it into people's heads, who agreed to, quote, interview their, quote, star-spangled candidates. That's interesting. He put that in quotes. Kamala and Joe. We ran a flawless campaign, having spent far less with lots of money left over. They ran a very expensive sinking ship, embracing DOJ and FBI weaponization against their political opponent, me. But it didn't work. It was a disaster. Let's not blow this great opportunity which we have been given. I'll repeat that. Let's not blow this great opportunity which we have been given. The American people need, capital letters, immediate relief. What does that mean? Oh, can you say Nasara? From all the destructive policies of the last administration. Speaker Mike Johnson is good. A good, hardworking, religious man. He will do the right thing, and we will continue to win. Mike has my complete and total endorsement, MAGA. So, you can't come out any stronger than that. All right? He's only got a 1 or 2 seat advantage, and a lot of them are rhinos. A lot of them are hardheads that are pretending to I'm only doing this because I want the best for the American people. Are you really? If you're working against Trump, in my book, you're not doing what's best for the American people. You got another agenda. Don't try to wrap a flag around yourself and act like you're doing what you think is best. That's Victoria Sparks, and that goes for Chip Roy, that goes for Tommy Tuberville, that goes for anybody that sticks a broom in the bicycle spokes. Okay? Here we got this right here. Remember this thing right here? I don't know what that's another Hobbit, right? What's his name? George Conway, and this one, 2 Hobbits. But anyway, this Hobbit, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen announces an additional $3.4 billion in budget aid for Ukraine, following $2.5 $5 billion in aid unveiled by the administration just yesterday. Remember, folks, Trump went to war, went to court, battled the media, scratched and clawed, and they made fun of him. He'll never get to build that wall over a lousy $5 billion. They fought him tooth and nail for years. But look, here's just the latest in a 4-year period of them throwing billions over into another country. So, yeah, I do give Victoria Sparks the side eye. The side eye. Anybody would. So, I've got a thing I'm going to read to you here in a minute, but let me go through. Let's see, what is her name from Maria Bartiromo put up something about how the Chinese slipped Janet Yellen, the little hobbit I just had on the screen. Here it is. I couldn't get her picture in because I only had so much room to take the screenshot. But Maria Bartiromo said first they feed the U.S. Treasury Secretary mushrooms and then laugh about it. The media didn't even pick that up. She was high on mushrooms and over there in China, and they were laughing and looking at her, babbling and falling over or whatever. And then this. No response, of course, from Biden and company. China hacked the Treasury Department in major incident, U.S. says. China hacked our Treasury. Oh, man, made me cough, huh? China hacked our Treasury Department. Have you all heard anything about this except for what Maria Bartiromo put up? Have you heard Deface the Nation or CNN or all these hard news? Let me see what that second paragraph says. I got to get something out of it. A state-sponsored actor in China hacked the U.S. Treasury Department, gaining access to the workstations of government employees and unclassified documents, the Biden administration said on Monday. Oh, unclassified, I guess that's okay. No, it's not okay. They hacked it. If they got in that computer system, they got it all. Okay? They're trying to soft pedal it. Don't tell us that crap. The announcement comes after revelations in recent months that China had penetrated deep into U.S. telecommunication systems. We heard about that. They've got all our text messages of everybody that's got a phone in America. Gaining access to the phone conversations and text messages. There you go. Text messages of U.S. officials and others. All of us. So, yeah. If you're not on Truth Social, this is what she posted on there. A breach of U.S. telecommunications systems, and also the Treasury Department, deep into the Treasury Department. Here's that one I was trying to find about who got money in Congress. Citizen Free Press put it up. Nancy Pelosi wins most profitable trader of 2024. They don't give a damn about our security. They don't give a damn about our economy, okay? Behind Nancy Pelosi was Mitt Romney and Mark Warner. He's out of Virginia, isn't he? The DMV. What's the DMV? DC, Maryland, Virginia. That little clique of territories surrounding that part of the Magic Kingdom, I'll put it that way. Nancy Pelosi, 38.6 million. Mitt Romney, 20.9 million. Mark Warner, 14 million. My gosh. Pete Ricketts, 13 million. Mitch McConnell, 8.1. That's just in stocks. We don't know what other money they're doing, pulling a Bob Menendez, putting gold bars in their damn closets and stuff like that. Dan Scavino put this up. Let's see. I noticed this from Devin Nunes. Devin Nunes posted this, and Trump posted it, and Dan Scavino posted it. Look for Devin Nunes to be activated. Hi, Theodosius. Look for Devin Nunes to be activated. Devin Nunes reemerges. American greatness. 2024 proved to be the year of the re-emergence of many once and unfairly pilloried public figures. So, yeah, Elon's already been activated. You know, he stepped in some stuff, but I think that's going to come out okay. But here's something else Mr. T put up. Here's Joe and Hunter Biden posing for a picture with Chinese business associates. It's funny how this hasn't gone viral. And you know, that picture of Joe, this was, you could see his brother James's face in Joe's face. You know what I'm saying? He's got that familial look that when you see the masked man, you don't see that look. Do you all get the same vibe if you've seen pictures of his brother James and himself right here? I don't know when this picture was taken, but he's got his Chinese business partners they supposedly never met with together. And there you see, I think, the real Joe Biden. So, let's see what this one is. What's this one here? From Mr. T. Okay, here's Elon putting out a little whitewash on his screw up, and Donald Trump reposted it to show that there's a coming together, you know, a little bit of cooling of the what do they call the Senate, where you cool the tea in the saucer, so to speak. Elon Musk says anyone of any race, creed, or nationality who came to America and worked like hell to contribute to this country will forever have my respect. America is a land of freedom and opportunity. Fight with every fiber of your being to keep it that way, and then a bunch of American flags. Very good, Elon. I'll make a little criticism. Please don't send a thunderbolt my way through a satellite. But you should put everyone who came to America legally, okay, and reinstate those accounts because you got your panties in a bundle, okay? And then everything will be okay, Elon, because nobody's perfect. Even you are not perfect. I know I'm not. Donald Trump reposted this. I think this has consequence to it. Meghan McCain. I played the short video where she did a Freudian slip about her father. She said, you can't kill him again. And she kind of, Anyway, she says Trump is right about the Panama Canal. This is very personal. My dad was born in the Panama Canal zone. Okay. Trump is opening up negotiations. Negotiations. That's what that's going to be about. Common sense negotiations. You start off big. What's this one here? This is all today. Keeping people's focus. Trump promises to restore McKinley to the mountain that, at the suggestion of the Sun, bore his name so proudly. So there's a Sun paper in New York, I believe, and then there's another one in UK, I guess. I think he deserves it, says the president-elect. And the reminder that this is about President McKinley. What's the reminder we're getting? The reminder is McKinley instituted tariffs that made this country the most profitable, most economically viable, the biggest advancements in technology during the Industrial Revolution ever seen in humanity. We didn't even know what to do with that wealth, and we weren't taxing personal income of the citizens. We were a juggernaut, okay, that in a very short period of time got engaged in 2 world wars to save Europe from words that I can't say. You know what I'm talking about. Nazis and fascism. So, that's what we're going back to, folks. We're going back to those days. A man, a plan, a canal. Trump, the president-elect, lays a marker on the canal that connects the 2 hemispheres. I put that one in to make sure I remembered it. Panama is violating its canal treaty by cozying up to China. This is another thing from the New York Post. Risking U.S. safety. Donald Trump has threatened action to end the outsourcing of Panama Canal operations to a Hong Kong company, which has given Beijing de facto control of a vital conduit of U.S. maritime traffic. It's real simple. It's like I said, when people were talking about 11.3 and then 11.4, they conflated it with the DOD, Department of Defense, laws of war, okay? The operations manual, war, okay? I said a couple of years ago on other podcasts, 11.3 can mean a date. It can mean a specific reference to the manual on the laws of war. But if you look it up, 11.3 is laws of the United States. 11.4 is U.S. treaties. And that is the phase of the operation we're at right now, enforcing our treaties. Like I said, I know a pat on the back is 16 inches away from a kick in the pants, but I am bringing up, that I knew it was going to come down to enforcing the treaties and to being a law and order nation, okay? Let's see. So, Jerry said Madeleine Albright was worse than Newland. Oh, they're all past horrors that we'll look back and wrinkle our nose, but we got to get the ball over the line, and like Trump says, really the best revenge is going to be success. But we've got to have prosecutions of these people that have crossed the line, as Tom Homan says. Don't cross that line. Here, I've had this video here. I've had this video for about, close to a week. I might as well play it. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. I might as well play it for y'all. It's Bobby Kennedy. And he brings up a company called Black and then Rock. But anyway, many of you all may have seen it, but let me go ahead and play it for you.
When we bring a new nation into NATO, the first part of that contract is that new nation has to conform its weapons purchases to NATO specifications, which means they have to buy their weapons from Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing. That's clever. And all of those companies are owned by BlackRock. And BlackRock is, the big
So they're
donor.
incentivized to expand NATO because the only way that they can increase their profits if they get more countries that have signed up.
Well, it's a whole market that they now have a trap market. They can only buy from them.
It's like Starbucks selling Frappuccinos. It's like you want Starbucks everywhere. And oh my God.
Every coffee shop should be a Starbucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then how do we break into a new market?
There's also, it's a confluence of ideological and economic incentive.
So anyway, he's putting it out there in the public consciousness about that particular company. We're going to be hearing more about other companies coming out. Here is a musician. If we got any people from down under, Australian singer Aya May. I have never heard of her, but I can't play the song. But she lost her contract with her management company because she refused to change the lyrics of her song Carmageddon. And she discusses in the first part of the song that I heard on this clip was Big Pharma, okay, making record profits of their lives, okay? And she was talking about the VAX. We know that's coming again. They're going to try. They're going to throw everything they can at Mr. T and us. So anyway, she brings up election situations, okay? Big Pharma, the shots, Theodosie's seen it. So anyway, she lost her record contract. Maybe somebody will pick her up and it'll become a top 10 song here in America, right? Here's something else Mr. T put up today. It had music. I couldn't play it. I couldn't record it because it's just showing the filth. This is Democrat-run Oakland, California. What you're looking at is an area by Sobrante Park. Residents say the Oakland police and City of Oakland let criminals strip and abandon these stolen cars day in and day out. This is why businesses are fleeing Kamala Harris's hometown. They just steal a car and strip it down. Nobody does a damn thing. So Trump's letting them know they're not going to be allowed to continue claiming that they're in charge of any place, not just Oakland. Like when he was talking about Baltimore, we gave them $1 billion and the place is still a dump. Where's the $1 billion? They're not going to continue in their positions. I don't know what Trump is going to do, how he's going to do it. He's maybe let some inside forces take over. But here, see, this is why I'm leery of these copyrights. Right here, I got a notice. Videos blocked in some territories. My video danger zone, center of the universe, has been copyright been detected. So I got to be careful. I try to be like this post Dan Scavino put up, had a song, a bad ASS song go along with it. And it shows an eagle doing a boss walk. A boss walk is what I call it. Trump walking back into the White House on January 20th. But again, I get a copyright if I play it. So Here is Stink Uger. Trump told us about Forbes magazine. He said China owns it. He doesn't trust them. They're a bunch of crap. And I've talked about Stink Uger trying to take the middle road now. The middle road. What lunatic thought it was a good idea? Stink Uger slams Harris. He's lost so many people watching him. And I hope these other creeps that I've talked about in the past are going through the same thing where they're losing viewership because of their idiotic, nonsensical rhetoric, juvenile rhetoric against Trump and conservatives and the common sense party. Okay? But Forbes is propping him up. Remember, he was nothing but a sensationalized show talking about filthy garbage. I've talked about it in the past. I won't go over it again. But then he got this Young Turks bunch, got a $2 million injection from Qatar. Okay, and then they started talking politics. And they're off to the races. Speaking of another one who has in my opinion, a specious beginning. A lot of people like him and think he's highbrow and professional and all this. I don't think so. I've talked about him in past. Patrick Bet-David of Valuetainment. Fine, he's doing good now, but he started off doing trash broadcasts. Anybody wants to know, I'll talk about it in other broadcasts. But he puts up a lot of, quote, right-wing people are going after Elon Musk, Vivek, and Kash Patel now. Don't do that. You look dumb. Wait a minute. Both of them needed to eat some humble pie. Elon and Vivek, and they did. I didn't hear one person say a damn thing about Kash Patel. People on the right are excited about Kash Patel. They're looking forward to him being in the FBI. He had no dog in this fight. So why are you putting him in this situation? Patrick Bet-David, it's a subliminal thing because they're trying to pretend like MAGA or right-wing conservatives are being discriminatory against Indian people, okay? That's the way I perceive it because I didn't hear one person say anything bad about Kash Patel. He's trying to inject it into the conversation. So be leery of this Patrick Bet-David guy. He does good work. He puts up some good stuff, but I'm telling you, the way he started was specious. I'll put it that way. Oh, here she is. Here she is. Victoria Spartz. Not committed in her vote for Johnson. She gets on Fox News. And she's one of the ones that screwed up that deal that would have pushed the debt ceiling that Trump approved. And then they had to redo another short bill and left the debt ceiling exactly where it was. And Trump had to take it. Johnson had to take it. Well, Trump just told you, Victoria, to play ball and back Mike Johnson, and you better do it. I don't know what her game is, but I do know she's a dual citizen. She was born in Ukraine. She didn't see a dollar bill going to Ukraine she didn't like ever. Billions of dollars going over there to Ukraine. And I, as an American citizen and the son of an immigrant, have a problem with these dual citizenship people being in our Congress. Like I've said, I have been hearing the number 360 million Americans for over 10 years. I know there's more than 360 million Americans in this country. Why? Out of 435 people in the House of Representatives, we've got to have somebody that has allegiance to another country. Oh, but if you listen to this interview, I'm doing what's best for the American people and to do what our country stands for. How the hell do you know what the country stands for? Okay? We stand for Trump. And let's watch what Victoria does. She may do fine, but I'd be a fool not to have my antennas up in this situation, along with the others on other issues, like Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib, or all these other ones that are in there with their dual citizenship, wanting to take our tax dollars, our military, our young men and women in harm's way for their countries that they came from? No. And we need to take a look at that from now on, moving forward. Or we'll end up like this. Did y'all hear about this story? Inevitable West put this up. If you only knew how bad it was. Daily Mail reports Danish 17-year-old girl who used pepper spray to fight off a grape an ist near migrant asylum center is told she will be prosecuted for carrying the pepper spray. Up is down and down is up. And we don't want that here. I want to show you all a cool video. Some of these people are getting real. Oh, here's a video of Trump put up. Donald Trump Jr. put this up. And he said, this is cool, or something like that. A fabulous video. These are some kids. I don't know which country they're in. Maybe Uganda, maybe Nigeria. I don't know. But I'll play it for you a couple of times. I'll play it once and play it twice. You'll see what these kids are putting on a theater for their friends.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
See, the Democrats, liberals in general, the Marxists, they have no idea of the impact that this America First movement is having, not just Donald Trump. He represents us right now. It's always been there. It's been there since before 1776, okay? It's the desire for liberty, all right? And we're in a day and age where the struggle to take back our republic is being played out in all the corners of the world. And it is inspiring people, even little children. And, you know, you look at that video again, you see how they took electrical tape and made a microphone and made that podium and put together the little Secret Service guns and stuff and practiced to replay the moment when they tried to take out Trump and Trump said to fight, fight, fight. that's going all around the world. And they're underestimating it. They're going to get washed away. They're going to get washed away by the motivation of the people. Okay? Here's another, I think Trump put this up too. Los Angeles, California, how bad the crime is. You know, it's not going to stay this way for long. And the governors in charge are being put on notice how badly they're doing.
So I'm on the outside of this glass partition between two aisles that actually section off this area. And as you look around, you'll see several products that range from first aid, detergents, health and beauty, and more. We also checked out ourselves to see how it all works. So there's actually a cashier inside. You pay for your product, and they'll put a sticker on it right here to show you paid.
Yeah, they glass everything off. You can't even have a shopping experience, a regular shopping experience. This is what Russia is putting at their train stations. Okay? They're into the tech too. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job of it, but this is a robot dog inspecting train cars and tracks and every other thing you can think of. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. So, you know, I guess you all have heard that a lot of people are quitting. These ones that are doing the prosecutions of Trump and J6 people, they're heading for the hills. A lot of you have heard that. I've got a little, let's see what this is here. Citizens Free Press, but his name's Matthew Graves, once called Jacob Chansley and a few random J6ers a, quote, invading army. He's one that resigned today, as a matter of fact. Here we go. Let me put this one up. Now, you listen to what he's saying. You know, I know. I should put up my Donald Trump meme. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. That the majority of the people that came in there were invited. They just wanted their voices heard. They didn't do anything violent. They were invited in by the cops. And they've been in jail for years. But this priming the pump here with the media for talking points and to give a biased jury justification. They're exaggerating this thing like it's Pearl Harbor. And I'll let him do the talking. This is one of his past news conferences where he's talking about how big a hero he is and how awful all those people were that were protesting.
Those who entered from the west side of the building ultimately joined with those who entered from the east side of the building. The few officers who were in the rotunda had no chance at controlling the mob that had descended on them. Some members of the mob who passed through the rotunda headed from the rotunda in the direction of the Senate, joining the members of the mob who had climbed the stairs that were closer to the Senate wing door. The evacuation of the Senate left the Senate floor unguarded. Like an invading army, members of the mob streamed into the home of what has been recognized as the world's greatest deliberative body and took control, rifling through the papers of senators, disrespecting the desks where former presidents and other lions of our nation sat when they served in the Senate, and taking control of the Senate dais where the vice president had earlier been presiding.
Look at that picture up there. You know that kid Jason, what's his face, who dressed up like with the horns on his head and everything? Acting like that was something that was going to overthrow the U.S. government. When I saw the videos of him being invited in, the cops going, yeah, come on in, taking their hand and waving it, come on in. And then he spent time in jail. He's just, he's got mental problems, and he was up there protesting, big damn deal. But anyway, I think this is when he, I saw somebody put in there, they lawyered up. Yeah, he better lawyer up. But let's see what he's got to say now on C-SPAN, now that he's resigned. He literally impacted thousands of people with his behaviors.
And what happened inside of the building? An important note when it comes to our prosecutions about those who remained outside the building. We have used our prosecutorial discretion to primarily focus on those who entered the building or those who engaged in violent or corrupt conduct on Capitol grounds. But if a person knowingly entered the restricted area without authorization, they had already committed a federal crime. Make no mistake, thousands of people occupied an area that they were not authorized to be present in the first place.
Well, your J6 bunch supposedly destroyed a lot of footage, a lot of evidence, but we saw police waving them in. We saw police opening the doors. We heard testimony that the doors were electronically opened from the inside by an insider. And a normal person would think, if a police officer escorts them in, waves them in, or stands aside and smiles and nods while you're walking by, you're authorized. A normal person would think that way. So you can have all your high and mighty bull stuff, but we're not going to buy it, okay? And you're going to answer for your actions lawfully. You're going to answer to the law. So I'm going to show you this little video here. It's quick. I'll play it twice. But you see what you're looking at there is a stick. I don't know if you see it bottom center of the screen. It's a stick. And these drone operators over there in Russia are getting creative. The Ukrainians have a drone they call Baba Yaga. That's another story that ties into some satanic stuff. But anyway, it's called Baba Yaga. You all can look it up if you want to. I'll talk about it in another video. So the Russians took their drones and they're figuring, how are we going to knock these Baba Yagas out of the sky? And so they, ingenuity, talk about ingenuity. They tied a stick that protruded from the front of the drone to where they could ram the Baba Yaga drone carrying a BOMB and knock it out of the sky and not lose their drone. It's kind of like blending primitive warfare with modern warfare, sticks with fiber optic drones. Watch this little confrontation in the sky. I'll play it twice. That was a pretty hard whack I mean, it stripped the bark off that stick. And let's see, I got some freeze frames of it. Here it is, because it happened so fast. But let me get this off the screen. There we go. Here we go. This is a freeze frame. This is the right before it's charging at the other quadricopter, okay, the Baba Yaga. And you can see the BOMB hanging off the bottom of it. And I got another freeze frame that's a little closer up right here. You can really clearly see the ordnance it's carrying, okay, and it knocked that one out of the sky. You know, it won. Drone jousting, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I guess they could put miniguns on them. I don't know, but they're out there in the middle of nowhere. They're just dreaming up ways to take things out, and there's sticks all over the place. So it's pretty ingenious, you know. And then they had another situation with an airplane. The second Jeju airplane, like the one that crashed, excuse me, on December 29th, suffered a landing gear malfunction, but was able to return to the airport. Another South Korean plane. They've ordered an inspection of the Boeing's entire fleet of 737 through 800 aircraft. You know, the reason I'm bringing this up, many of you have watched my past broadcasts. Just the other day, I put up where Putin contacted the president of Azerbaijan, and they made a statement afterwards saying that there was evidence that the aircraft was interfered with electronically. Y'all remember that? So I told a story about I had a friend who had more money than he had sense, and he bought himself a big trawler. It was just under 40 feet, and it had a fly bridge up top, and he didn't know how to dock it. He was scared of the boat. He didn't know how to pilot it, and he asked me to help him with it and teach him a little something. So I got up there, and there's a thing called a bow thruster. A bow thruster in the front of the boat, underwater. You can push the bow to the right, port, starboard. And I said, well, you just use your bow thruster. I don't know how to do it. So I got up there and I said, all right, familiarize myself with the controls. And I had told you all the story that I was uncomfortable with it because it was a wireless bow thruster. You had this little toy in your hands, like a game toy, a controller. And that's how you cut the bow thruster on, off, or port, starboard. And I said, man, I don't like that. I said, if something goes wrong, you know, if something is wired, hardwired, and it has power, and you have a switch, you know what's going on. But how are you going to? So I'm wondering if this landing gear isn't controlled wirelessly and being interfered with by North Korea or another bad actor. I think that's what they're going to find. And I've always said that I didn't trust this wireless crap. I don't. Not when it comes to having yourself up in the air or on the water and could crash into something. Wireless is fine around your house or whatever, but not for an application like this. So I'm wondering if there isn't some kind of electronic interference with the wireless landing gear controls. And the other thought that came into my mind was stowaways. And I don't know if they'll ever tell us. Are they going to tell us if they find somebody shoved up in that compartment when they lower the gear? A lot of people trying to get out of these countries. I don't know. And a human body would definitely jam things up. And people, they may have a friend that made it to another country. How'd you do it? I stowed away in the landing gear. Well, on this type of plane, maybe there's room. But on that type of plane, maybe there is no room and you get squashed by the landing gear. I don't know. But the electronic warfare is more of a notion that I'd be worried about. Here we go. Statement from President Joe Biden on U.S. support for Ukraine's defense. People like Victoria Spartz know about this. People that want to go after Mike Johnson, they have to know about this stuff. They have to know that they are trying to clean out the Treasury and leave Trump in a very bad position with the debt ceiling. A $2.5 billion aid package for Ukraine announced by Biden is divided into two parts and will not be delivered in full at once. Half of it, $1.2 billion, is being provided through the United States Security Assistance Initiative, a program that invests weapons production that Ukraine may receive months or even years later. I don't believe this. I think they're going to dump it over there as fast as they can. These are the last funds available under this program. Well, you just saw where Janet Yellen announced a new program. One report I didn't get to put up the other day was the U.S. gave Ukraine 500 ATACMS guided missiles. They can only account for 50 of them. In other words, they're selling them on the black market. The Nigerian president said more than once that they're finding weapons in Nigeria that they know are being sold on the black market and brought in. That's just one country. They're being sold all around the world. And people are pocketing our money. Here's a little flash in the pan. I hope that's not that big of a deal. Our friend Javier Milei's country, Argentinian media reports that an unknown armed group raided the infantry base of the 3rd Regional Unit in El Dorado, Misiones, near Aero Club, and stole its weapons. They raided is it drug dealers? Is it communist insurgents? Is it opposition politicians who want to take out Milei? I don't know. During the assault, they killed Mauricio Minaro, a non-commissioned officer who was on guard duty at the site. According to reports, at the time of the attack, the victim was alone since his colleagues were not present. The attackers took FAL rifles and shotguns, and investigation suggests they could be of foreign origin, presumably from Paraguay and Brazil. All right? I'm thinking drug cartels. I don't know. A major security operation is currently underway involving 1,600 police officers, drones, and helicopters to locate those responsible. So, yeah, they have to be out of their damn minds to bother Javier Milei. He's a firecracker. He's not going to put up with that stuff. Again, this picture, I'm getting ready to close out, but I do want to show this picture from Dan Scavino. Put this up again today. Says, LOL, it wasn't me. And there he is with his palms up. And it's definitely not a message for all of us to really get what he's talking about. But the first time I saw it, he put the same picture up when it was talking about Covfefe. All right. So I don't know what he's talking about here. It wasn't me. I don't know. Maybe it was the business of getting Laura Loomer and Elon Musk to turn the temperature down a little bit somehow. I don't know. Here's a funny video. I forget. This might have been Citizen Free Press that put this up. This is actually China. Okay? Talk about the Trump effect. This is actually in China. Let me play this for you. Let me move it over here a little bit. I'll cut my mic off and play it for you. A guy imitating Trump in China.
China is becoming more accommodating to English-speaking tourists. Many shops and vendors
You're
are...
looking for someone who speaks English? Come on. What you looking for, fella?
We got Donald Trump selling hot dogs.
Are you looking for something that's really tasty, the local signature dish that you will never forget for the rest of your life? You've come to China and you've come to Chongqing. You know what? You should definitely try this. I got the right thing for you. Ta-da, this is the Chinese hot dog. You know what? Let me shake your hands, little fella. Let me shake your hands. Oh, come on, man. You look so thin. You're so frail. A little bit. You know what? You should be bulking. You should be bulking like me. You know what I eat? I eat this every single day. This has got the perfect carbs, protein, and the healthiest fat in it. So you should definitely have it. You know what? The first one is on me. It's your lucky day, little fella. It's gift from China, Chongqing.
Thank you, President Trump. Congratulations on winning the election.
Sure, of course.
That's funny. I mean, he did sound like Trump, didn't he? So, I don't know. I see somebody said the CCP is kaput, Chinese Communist Party. I wonder what they think of that. Do they frown on his little stunt he pulls there? I don't know. But Laura Loomer, she did come back on. She didn't post anything yesterday. I mentioned that. I think she had a little talk with Trump or Scavino. I think Scavino. And she posted like 4 things today on Truth Social. I don't know if she's back on X or not. She posted something from Raheem, somebody or another. J6 prosecutor Matthew Graves resigns abruptly. We talked about that. She posted President Trump intensifies discussion centered around retaking the Panama Canal. Then she posted President Trump's E. Jean Carroll appeal denied despite serious questions of bias surrounding Judge Kaplan. That's another story I meant to get into, but boy, we're an hour and a half already. I think we got people on that appellate court that needs to be kicked the hell off, along with Judge Kaplan. But anyway, so you see the direction of her stories. They're FBI attempts obstructing President Trump's agenda. Last week, FBI's X account posted about Ross William Ulbricht's criminal enterprise. This is the crypto guy. Trump said he would commute his sentence. He said that during a Bitcoin meeting or dinner or whatever it was he gave a speech at, crypto bunch, and then he also said it at the Libertarian Convention. Remember that? So the FBI is trying to put out stories to make it seem like Trump is really pardoning a terrible person, I guess to blunt what's going to be coming with Joe Biden. And this jerk I showed you earlier is going to be one of them. And let's see if he goes so far as to actually pardon judges. You know, is he going to pardon judges? I don't know. But I tell you what, let's see. Tom Homan. He's been making the rounds. I get some good video clips of him, boy. I mean, he lights a fire, doesn't he? But they were saying he was heartless, and he responded. Of course, they don't have him on CNN responding. They got to do it on Fox News. CNN and all that bunch, it's fine with them to have a heartless narrative for Tom Homan. But anyway, I'm going to play this clip on the way out. I think you all will enjoy it. Yeah, Mercon. Let's see if he gets pardoned. He's the only one with him and that crazy Kaplan. And oh man, I hope we find out the dirt on all of them, not just Kaplan and Mercon, but those are two big ones. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that's helped support the channel. Go on by, buy me a coffee. I got a link in the description. All my new subscribers on Rumble, I appreciate you all. And the Rumble staff was responsive today. And I think they're part of the reason why I have a strong broadcast tonight. I don't know how they do it. I hope him and the Rumble team and Frank work things out with the NPC show. Like I said, Rumble was there for us during the censorship, and we may, have to come to Rumble again. You never know what UTIS going to do. So anyway, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And I hope you enjoy this clip of Tom Homan. And if I can, I'll squeeze that one in of Vladimir Putin giving the boom booms. We'll see, folks. So anyway, I hope you all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. Probably Wednesday. All right, maybe tomorrow something big happens. We'll see. But anyway, enjoy the clip. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Joining me now to respond is Tom Homan. Incoming borders are for the Trump administration. You know, Tom, I would love to hear Julian Castro's assertion of President Biden and the Democrats' hearts as it pertains to Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Ngari. But they say you have a cold heart. Your response?
Well, they should have worn my shoes for 34 and a half years and dealt with the tragedies I've dealt with. Standing back for a tractor trailer at night, Dean Ted B put my feet, including a 5-year-old boy that all baked to death. He should have been with me when I talked to the little girls as young as 9 years old that were raped multiple times by members of cartels, and look in their eyes and everything innocent and pure is stolen from her. They should have been with me when I talked to the angel moms and dads whose children were buried. You don't want to talk about family separation? They buried their children because an illegal alien killed their child. Like you said, I've been very serious. I've been very blunt that right out of the gate we're going to concentrate on public safety threats. And you want to talk about heartless? I got mayors and governors who say they're going to do everything they can to prevent me from arresting public safety threats. How many young girls got to be raped and murdered and burned alive until they understand that protecting community is not heartless? What's heartless is opening the border that results in a 600% increase in sex trafficking. What's heartless is over 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl poisoning from an open border. What's heartless is that cartels making billions of dollars. And what's heartless is the number of migrants who died crossing this border under Joe Biden, a record number, almost 4,000. I mean, how many lives have to be lost, migrants and U.S. citizens, until they get a sense that a secure border saves lives? You want to call me heartless, call me heartless. I'm going to do what I'm going to do exactly what I say. I'm going to do it without apology. We're going to save lives, bottom line.
Want to play this? Okay.